All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard as we kick off a Thursday edition of the Steve Malzberg Show. Coming up in the next segment, we'll have Cheryl Atkinson, and we're going to ask her about the reluctance of media outlets, in fact, the outright refusal of many media outlets to put on display, to show the cartoons that were deemed offensive by the terrorists in France that led to the slaughter yesterday. Many media outlets have said they're not going to do it. I heard CNN earlier today say they're not going to do it. That Jeff Zucker said that from a news point of view, you do it, but from a safety point of view, there's some questions and concerns among staff, etc. So they're not going to do it. Brian Stelter said that on CNN today. So I don't know. Don't the terrorists win? Don't the terrorists win when you give in to what they are against? I'm not sure about that. We'll talk to Cheryl, get her take on that. Also today, a female police officer who was shot. She was shot in the suburb on the southern edge of France earlier today. She died of her wounds. No indication as to whether or not that was related to the terrorist attack. I don't believe they have anybody in custody for that. They are treating it, though, as a terrorist attack. Probably a separate terrorist attack. And this goes on and on and on. We have had several instances where police have been targeted in Europe and right here in New York and the rest of the United States. So that's something we have to watch out for. I want to bring it back for a second to what I talked about, showing the cartoons or not. The question has to be asked, and it's a pretty obvious answer. The question is, why is Islam the only religion where you have those in the religion, not all of those, but you have those who will take a cartoon that they don't like, or a story they don't like, or a movie they don't like, and commit murder, burn things down, riot, you name it. Now, I could give you a million examples of Jews, and especially Christians and Catholics, being mocked in the media. Let's watch David Letterman. He's the latest one. Watch what he did just the other day before the attack in France.
He's named 40 new cardinals. Now, I didn't know anything about this, but if you're a cardinal and you're in the running to be a cardinal, and you're notified, you receive a phone call from the Pope. And we have video now of the cardinal notifying, a Pope notifying the new cardinal. It's fascinating. Take a look at this.
Thank you.
I don't know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that is offensive. I mean, it's offensive to me, and I'm not Catholic. But if you're Catholic, I'm sorry. That's not funny. That's offensive. That's disgusting. To put the Pope in and say that the Pope appointing a cardinal is the same as, a sports football cardinals drafting a player, and of course the first openly gay college player. So you know what that's about. And they showed him kissing his boyfriend, and and he made a remark about the Pope and Catholic Church even before he did that segment. So it goes on all the time. I've written stories about it. We've done shows on it constantly. Christian bashing, Catholic bashing specifically, to a lesser extent, Jews get dragged through the mud. That's what happens. And I ask the question, why? Why aren't Christians and Catholics more vocal about their opposition to this kind of filth and garbage? I have a story that talks about how the AP, I don't have it in front of me, but the AP until recently was selling pictures, I believe, of the crucifix in a jar of urine. Remember that from years back. Now that it's been pointed out that they won't print the cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, but they were selling the crucifix picture with the jar of urine and the crucifix in it, they've now taken down the crucifix in the jar. But you haven't seen anybody, and I'm glad we haven't. I haven't even seen anybody in the streets protesting, let alone rioting and killing and slaughtering and committing acts of terror and mayhem. So I go back to my original question. Why? Why? When I said it's obvious that it is only certain Muslims who react to these things in the manner in which they react. But you wonder how many more millions support the reaction. Because there are so many Muslims in this country that even a small percentage comes out to several million. And why are they the only religion that chooses to react that way? That's what we have to ask ourselves. On the Steve Malzberg Show, Cheryl Atkinson, next.